We're learning to be tool safe.
Watch this video to find out the safety guidelines for this equipment. Strobe lights are used extensively in studio and location photography because of their effective lighting control and power saving between flashes. However, they do present a few safety hazards that you must be aware of. At all times when setting up a strobe light, use safety eyewear to protect your eyes.
First, you will need to set up a sturdy light stand. There are a couple of different types of light stand clamps, but be aware of any pinching points. Make sure the stand clamps are tight and are not slipping by pushing down on the stand.
Avoid over-tightening the clamps. If you find that the clamps continue to slip, or are missing, or bent, notify your teacher.
Next, we need to make sure the sandbag weights are placed on the bottom of the stand to help prevent tipping. Make sure the sandbags are secure. Falling light stands are one of the biggest hazards in the studio.
Also make sure that your power cord is not hanging out in the air in a C shape, creating a tripping trap. Ensure that they look more like an L shape, and power cables are secure if they are in a pathway.
A location scout in advance to determine what lighting you will need in a non-traditional studio location is a good idea. You can pre-think and pre-place your lights and know what other supplies to bring. Then you can determine power cord length and amperage needs and possible draw on a single circuit. You don't want to blow a breaker or overload a single circuit depending on the draw of your lights.
You are ready to place the strobe light on the stand once it is secure. The light bulbs in a strobe should have a protective cover or shroud. At all times, just be sure that the bulbs are protected from any touching or striking. Place the strobe light on the stand and secure the clamp. Make sure it is mounted and secured properly before proceeding.
There are two parts of the lighting end of a strobe, the modeling light and the flash or strobe itself. The modeling light is used as a guide to help you visualize how the light will fall on your subject. The flash or strobe does the actual lighting during the shoot and is synced with your camera by wire or wireless triggers.
Before you hook up the strobe to the power or to the trigger, make sure the power switch is off and the intensity of the strobe is set to a low setting. Avoid looking closely and directly at the strobe. It is a powerful light and could hurt your eyes.
It is critical that you never touch the modeling light or the flash with your bare fingers, even when cold. Your fingers have natural oils on them that will create hot spots on the bulb that can cause them to explode. The modeling light also gets very hot and is a burn hazard.
You need permission and supervision when you have to change a bulb. See your teacher first. When handling any lighting bulbs, always wear Kevlar or fabric gloves, and always when the power cord is removed and the bulbs have had a chance to cool.
On many occasions, you will be using some type of light modifier, such as a softbox, umbrella, or beauty dish. These must be handled carefully when adding them to the strobe. Depending on the size of the softbox, you may need to have other people help you complete this task.
Be very careful that the light modifier does not touch the bulbs as you place it on the strobe.
When the light stand and strobe is secured, check the power cord and any extension cords or power bars for signs of damage prior to plugging them in. Tape down any cords with gaffer tape, keeping cords out of the traffic areas to prevent tripping hazards.
Test your setup before bringing in any models. Bring up intensity as needed.
As you work, be aware that modeling lights and strobe lights become very hot in action. It is best to wear protective gloves when adjusting lights during the shoot.
Once you're down, set power switches to off and let the strobe cool to room temperature. When it is cool, you're ready to strike the set by unplugging the gear first. Remove all cords or cables. Wrap each cord and cable neatly, making sure they are not twisted or kinked.
Once the cables are neatly put away, remove your light modifiers and replace the light's protective shrouds or caps. Make sure you allow the light to cool before capping, or you will have a melted cap.
Carefully replace the strobes in a protective case. Then shorten the light stand and fold up for storage. Don't walk around with stands extended. Also watch for pinch points when condensing or compressing stands. Never force any stand closed. Fold them up and tighten the clamps first.
Keeping the equipment neatly stored in their proper locations will reduce a lot of frustration when you have to start again. As always, safety is key to operating a successful studio. Let's do our toolSAFE review.
Light stands must be secure and properly closed down at all times. Cables and cords must be taped down outside of traffic areas. Do not touch modeling and strobe lamps without gloves and proper eye protection. Strobes and modeling lamps can be extremely hot. Allow to cool before handling.
Plan for safe, compact movement of lights. Fold them up when taking them downstairs. Keep all accessories together. Watch for sharp edges and pinch points. Be aware of power draw on a circuit so they don't blow a breaker or fuse where you are working.
And if you're not sure about anything for safety, ask your teacher for more direction.
And be tool safe.